Hey guys, welcome back to more Fleming Chicken. Um, just giving out a little bit more advice. We're just kind of waiting for my various packages from eBay and Walmart and Facebook Marketplace sellers to meet in a ride to do more videos on buying and selling. Right now, still kind of just buying, doing selling via eBay, maxed out my listings, kind of an issue. But this video is on, once again, another type of card that you should buy. And as an adult, it's probably a little bit easier with the understanding of collecting and making money. As a kid, this shit was pretty hard because you didn't like the way they looked usually. So we're talking about those cards that just have their own special artwork to them. So what we're talking about specifically, it's hard not to delve into a series of cards because right now, from my experience, you're talking promos and you're talking about cards that there just isn't a lot of, which is what we're getting at. But even if it was actual card there was a lot of, there probably isn't now because people didn't really like it. One of the series actually is the Tropical Island series. People just weren't really impressed by it. Tropical Island can be identified with, of course, this little palm tree, and there was a Tropical Island binder that you could put the cards in. It showed you how to put them in, and their backgrounds together actually made one whole scene. You'll kind of see it with some of the other ones. You can see how in this Pidgeot there's an Onyx behind him. Well, the Onyx also has his own Tropical Island card, and there's a part of Mew, and Mew has his own Tropical Island card, and Mew's card sits right here in the binder, and Onyx's card sits right here, and all three of these cards sit across from each other in the binder. And then the binder has the full artwork with undisruption from the cards, showing you the actual scene going on. There's only a couple cards like this in the series. It's only 18 various Pokemon were chosen for this series. But one of the things Tropical Island did is it really changed up the illustration style back then. This was very unique to have kind of like almost a colored pencil style instead of kind of like the computer print that they used for the cards. So it didn't really stick out so much. I mean, it sticked out that it was different, but it didn't really capture a lot of kids' attention. It was like light pastel colors, and it wasn't like the aggressive, powerful Pokemon, and it wasn't a big hit. Granted, adult card collectors kind of understand this, but one thing you need to get over, like, even now, I don't like the way this card looks. This is a Chansey from Glossy Vending series. I actually think, no, never mind, I may not. There's a lot of whiting on the back. I was thinking about getting this card rated, but maybe not. But it's a very unique card. There's not a lot of them as far as I'm aware of, but it's a very, very, very ugly card. You kind of have to get past that. You just have to understand that it's unique. Not a lot of people are going to want this card, which is kind of good because it allows you a lot of negotiating power to buy it. I'm really hoping to see some of these, maybe some of the random boxes that were off eBay, because maybe they don't know, because it's kind of a hard card to look up if it's not in English. I don't think these come in English, because I think they're meant for vending machines on the streets of Japan. But if you get one of these, I don't know about this one specifically, but I know a Glossy Vending Pikachu, which is a very ugly card, I promise you. It doesn't even have a straight border. It's a hand-drawn, terrible pencil border. PSA 10 Pikachu from this series goes for about $400 right now. I'm certain almost any of the cards PSA 10 from the Glossy Vending series, and these were in vending machines, so these cards are probably 25 cents at the time. So, I mean, for your 25 cents from less than 20 years ago, because these didn't come out with base set, came out a few years later, your 25 cents is now worth 400 something dollars. That's a huge percentage increase. You're talking about in the thousand, maybe 10,000 percentile increase of your little investment as long as you kept it as PSA 10. But what I'm getting at too is I mentioned buying certain older sets. If you can get good deals, base sets, if you can kind of pick them up in an auction, or like a storage war auction, or maybe a garage sale, or maybe someone who just doesn't know better. those base sets or those shadowlesses, um, do it. But I also want to mention that newer cards, um, even without playability, can and still be worth money. Um, it's all a waiting game, but I would say especially illustrated cards take less of a waiting time for their price to go up. And it's when these sorts of cards first came out, people probably thought they were fakes. I did when I saw them on the internet. Like, oh, that's just some fake Pokemon card someone made. That's a big thing too, fake Pokemon cards. But these cards with these unique art styles are going to go up in price, and it's already kind of known with this type of card because this coughing's already kind of a little bit up there in my opinion for coughing. But once again, it's not about the specific Pokemon on the card. It's about how the card presents itself. So that's just my tidbit on that. It's not necessarily directed towards a series of cards, promo, or tropical, or a vending machine, or I think this is called full art, or someone in the comments told me it was something else, but regardless, these specially illustrated cards are going to be worth more down the road than the regular cards. What I'm getting at is, yes, you can and still should buy new sets when they come out. You probably shouldn't buy them in crazy amounts of bulk, but the good news is when you're buying them in stores, you're not paying too much for those sets. They're not going to be worth much at the start. But if you happen to get some specially illustrated cards, like Tropical Island went up quickly because no one wanted it, and the sets got destroyed fairly quickly. So that their price went up in just a matter of 2 to 3 years after they came out. It's a much shorter waiting game with these special cards, these specially illustrated cards. Granted, you're not always going to know which ones they are. It takes, I guess, an artistic eye. Little fun fact, though, that I learned while trying to make this video is I didn't notice it till they pointed it out. If anyone remembers the old Pokemon game, Pokemon Snap, where you took pictures, some of the cards, like this one here, is actually a picture of the Pokemon from the game that was sent up, and the Pokemon headquarters decided, oh yeah, sure, we'll put that on the face of a card. This isn't the only one. I think all of them are a type of promo series, but yeah, you can actually find cards that were made from the Pokemon Snap series games. That's kind of a cool little history lesson there. If you're new to the channel, come this Friday, April 24th, we're going to be giving away this Vileplume coin. It's from the 2000s, and these go for, oh, come on. It's from the 2000s, and these go for about $5 to $10 off eBay. Nothing crazy, but just a little giveaway, small channel. Hopefully as we get bigger, maybe we'll do some other giveaways. Maybe we'll do some card giveaways or something of that nature. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more subscribers and likes, and we'll be able to build up this channel.